Hello everyone, welcome back to Psycoding lecture. In today's video, we'll begin with loops in C. Now before going to what are loops, let me say why we are studying loops. Like why suddenly we need loops? It's fine that if we can print statements line by line and then work is easy, right? Then why we need loops? Because loops means what? Have you ever thought that suppose you have to repeat some task in your program multiple times, then will you write multiple printf statements? Is it not like it will be complexity will be more? I will not say complexity, I will say the cpu time consumption, the cpu utilization will not be properly utilized. It will take more time, unnecessary time, right? So in order to avoid those unnecessary time, in order to make code flexible, we have to write flexible code. Nowadays it's not like writing a program is not important, how are you using it in a smart way, that is important. So we use loop is what it generally it does is it executes a certain block of codes multiple times until the condition is true. This is what is loop, which means if suppose you have to execute a certain task, you have to repeat a certain task multiple times. Let's say I will give an example that you have to print a number 1 to 100. So now till now until I have started loop, if I say now to print numbers between 1 to 100, then what will you do? Obviously you will write various printf statements. Suppose you will write one printf to print 1, right? Again one printf to print 2. This way it will go on till 100. You have to write how much printf statements? 100 printf statements. Instead of that, you have to reuse the code reusability. You need to make the code flexible. For that we use loop. With loops, what you can do, you can print numbers 1 to 100, 1 to 1000, 1 to 1 lakh even. Just writing one printf statement. Into that syntax, I will show you the syntax later in my video that how can you do that. But you no need to write unnecessary printf statements. This is what is the work of loop is. Why we are studying loop, I have explained that thing. Now what are loops? As I told as well that this is executes a block of codes multiple times as long as the condition is true, which means until the condition becomes false, the loop will run. As soon as the condition becomes false, it will come out from the loop. This is what loops are. Now moving on to why we use loop. We use loop as to reduce the code repetition. Some block of statements, you can reduce some block of statements and you can write it the repetitive task into a loop. Within that you can just execute it by writing one statement. That's it. This can reduce your code repetition. This can save time and effort as well. It can make the program shorter and easier to maintain. In the database you can maintain the storage will be minimized. The storage will be minimized as the program becomes short, right? Then efficient management of code, update it properly, and obviously it will reduce error as because the lines of the code are decreasing. Lines are decreasing. So obviously your error could be found more quickly. So that's why it reduces error as well. So these are some points why we use loop and what are the advantages. You can say basically these are the advantage of using loops. Coming to, we have 3 parts in loop, right? Here is the 3 part in loop, which is initialization, condition and update. Here initialization is the starting point. It's the introduction video over here in loops. Later on I will make you understand the syntax of loop, then what are the various loops are there. Later in the coming videos you will get knowledge about that. It's just introduction. I'm just giving you an idea what is a loop and what could be the things related to that. So let me say this is initialization. This is the starting point where you have to initialize the variable. First of all, by taking one variable, initialize. Then condition. Condition is must. When to stop. Like it's a loop is what? It will keep on going. See what in the definition I said that it will execute a statement multiple times. It will go on until the condition is true. Obviously you have to put a condition in such a way that it will stop somewhere. It has to be false somewhere where it will get out of the loop. That is what I mean to say over here, that condition when to stop, that you have to get it clearly. I will say you that why condition matters. If you give a wrong condition or you don't give a condition, actually if you don't give a condition, then it will not act as a loop, right? Or if you give a wrong condition where it is not mentioned where to stop, then what could happen? It could get you into a case of an infinite loop. That I will explain you later, that what is infinite loop, right? Okay, moving on to update. Update is how to move to the next step. Means you have given a condition, then like how will it, this thing means, update means increment and decrement. Here I have gone through a topic increment decrement in my previous videos in my channel. It's given where I have explained operators. There I have told about what is increment operator, decrement operator, which means increased by 1 is increment operator, decreased by 1 is decrement operator. So yeah, this update will give you that how you are supposed to update. Increase by 1, increase by 2, decrease by 1, decrease by 2. This way how you have to mention the increment decrement. Like we use I plus plus, we use I minus minus. This is post increment, post decrement. Then we have minus minus I, plus plus I. This is pre decrement, pre-increment. This way how it goes on. I have explained these things in my operator video that is there in my channel. You can watch that video and come over here. Then this concepts will be easy for you. Okay, yeah, start at 1. This is what? Check if this is greater than 5. This is your checkpoint. This is the condition which I was saying right over here, that this condition has to be taken care whenever you're writing a loop. Otherwise, if you don't take care, it could give you a case of infinite loop or something else maybe. I will talk it just in the session. Here, this is start at 1, which means you have to start by 1, or you may start with I is 0. This way how you can start. You can start with I is equal to 1. This way how you have to initialize. This is what? This is initializing, right? Then increase by 1. Repeat until the condition becomes false. Repeat until the condition becomes false. Then only it will go out of the loop. This way how condition is checked. Statements execute. If there is any statement inside that curly brackets, this is one example. Here I have taken a for loop. I will explain you what is for, what is while, what is do while. There are 3 types of loop. I will explain it later in my videos. In my coming videos, you will get each detail about what is for loop, what is while, what is do while. Okay. So stay tuned with me in my coming videos as well. So yeah, this is then you have to execute the statements present in this loop. Inside this curly brackets, the statements will execute one by one. Then this update increment will be done, and this way how it will repeat until the condition becomes false. So this is a type of loop. There are 3 types of loop: for loop, while loop, do while loop, right? Now what is a for loop? If I say you in simple words, a for loop is what? When you know how many times to repeat. What do you mean by the term how many times to repeat? Means this is an example of a for, where you know that how many times you have to repeat the loop. 3 times. By seeing, you can say that 3 times I have to iterate. I have to iterate the loop. I have to go on with repeat the thing continuously. The statements will repeat 3 times. This by checking the condition you can say. By seeing you can say in for loop. This is what the for loop wants to say, that you know how many times you have to repeat. Now what the while loop says, while loop is what? When you don't know how many times you have to repeat. It depends upon the condition or the input given. Which means the syntax is a bit different of while loop. I will show you later in my videos that while loop says that you doesn't know how many times you have to repeat, but it depends upon your initialization or the condition. Coming to do while loop. Do while loop says that when you want to execute code at least once. Means what are the uses? Here I am just trying to say you that why we need 3 kind of various loops. What is the use? It's like if you want to execute certain thing, then why we need 3 different kinds of loop? What is the use? So I am saying there are 3 different purpose of each loop. Sometimes there are certain things where while loop is used and for loop cannot be used. So I will show you that cases that where only while loop could be executed. For in for you can't. There are some things I will show you. And in do while loop, when you use the do while concept, because there is a do statement where first the statements executes and then the condition is checked. That's why we do while is used when you want to execute a code at least once, which means first the statement will execute. Whether it's true, whether it's false, doesn't matter. But first it will execute once and then it will go for the condition. So when you want that, yeah, my code has to execute, this statement has to execute at least once and then it can check the condition, it's fine. Then you use do while loop. So according to your need, you have to go with this loops, that which loop you prefer the most. So here I have given a clear example that without loop, you have to write multiple printf statements, which I said you earlier in my starting of the session. I told you. Then with loop, this is what I told you is your initialization point, where you need to initialize I equal to 1, I equal to 0, anything you want. Then your condition check, which is necessary. If you don't give a correct condition, proper meaningful condition, then it could arise you a infinite loop. I told you this thing earlier. Then this is your update one, or you can say increment. In this case, I have written over here I plus plus means post increment. This is post increment, and inside that there is a statement, and this will execute at least 3 times. Okay, now moving on to this thing, common mistakes beginner do. Here I have mentioned that what are the things when you are writing a loop for the first time, then what are the things which I have also faced, and I am showing over here that what could be the thing. See, first could be forgetting to update the loop variable. This could be one of the reason where generally new beginners do when they are writing a code in using loop, and then what they do is they forget to update the loop variable. Then what problem can arise if you don't update? It will just give you the first thing printed, and then it will not go on to the next step. So this you need to take care, you update your loop variable. That is important, which means I am talking about update means I plus plus, minus minus, I, this things I am talking about. You need to update it carefully. Then infinite loop problem, this could also arise. Then if you are doing something like you're not giving a proper condition. You have given I equal to 1, and then you are saying I greater than equal to 3. This could be condition. This 1 is greater than 3, again 2 will be greater than 3, 3 is also greater than 3, 4 is also it will not go on actually. But suppose you're writing it like 4 and you're saying 4 is greater than equal to 3. This way you're giving a condition. Then yeah, it will never match, right? This will let you into an infinite position where it will continuously, the loop will execute, keep on, and it will never stop. So that could be a problem, and that will be a problem in your system if you are doing it many times in your program. So yeah, it may cause a problem. So you need to carefully update your loop variable and also check the condition multiple times so that you can get out of infinite loop situation. Another thing is missing semicolon after while in do while. Now there is one thing in do while concept. What it does is we have a do statement and then a while condition. Inside that while condition, whatever condition you write, and then we put a semicolon, which is not there in case of for loop or while loop. But in do while loop, this is the proper syntax you have to maintain. Sometimes beginners, what they do, they forget to write this semicolon, and then the problem starts. So these things you have to take care whenever you are handling loop. First of all, it will be like not habituated, but then it goes habituated with the things. Now this is a situation of infinite loop, which I have shown over here. This is another kind of example. Here I have given you a simple example which generally stresses on the condition what you are giving should not be wrong, which means it should be a meaningful condition. This I have shown you. But another problem could be, suppose your condition is true. This while 1 means what? This is true. Now you know in Boolean, or you can say in binary, 0 and 1. So in Boolean we say 0 means false and 1 means true. If you don't know, then keep in your mind that 0 means false, computer treats 0 as false and 1 as true. So here while 1 means computer is analyzing that this statement is always true. The statements within this is always true. Every time it will print hello, hello, hello. This could be also a problem of infinite loop. Every time it will go on printing hello, hello, hello. Because this condition has doesn't have any false statement. It will never be false. It will always be true, as computer treats 1 as true statement. So while true means it's true, every time it's printing hello, hello. So this could be also a problem of infinite loop. So always check what you are writing. This is a syntax of while. Here while condition is given, statement is given, and after the curly brackets, or inside the curly brackets, you write your I plus plus, increment, decrement, update operator where you have to update. And before this while keyword, you write how to initialize it. Initialize the variable. It could be instead of I, you can write A, B, C. It's not mandatory to get I, okay? So in today's video, this much for now. And I hope that in coming videos, you will be there with me with more topics on for loop, while loop, everything out there. So if I sum up everything, I have to say that, right? We saw why we need them, how they work, and the 3 main types in C, which are for, while, and do while. In the next video, we will dive deeper into the first one, which is for loop. So see you in the next video. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel.